right? And so once you start applying for job requirements, you will get to face the reality very soon that all the job descriptions are written to scare you off. If you see, the first line says that you have to be PhD, MSc, and definitely we do not have, and I do not have a PhD or MSc, right? And so they are like wishes. And this is what I got a confirmation from our mentors, and even I checked with them. So they are asking like this, like what should I do? Like, what can I do? Whether I should go ahead and apply. So they are all like the ideal wishes. So no one is there to fulfill all the matches for a job requirement. And in fact, we wait so long that Harvard Business Review themselves said that you don't need to meet every qualification you apply for a job. You end up overqualified for the job, right? So this is the criteria that I met, that I kept for myself. Like I would check for 55 to 60% of requirement matching for my skills, and if it is there, I would go ahead and apply. So if it talks about anything about text mining, natural language processing, which are not there yet, so I would not even touch it. But if it says Python, Pandas, PySpark, and a few of the linear regression, logistic regression, and little bit of AWS and all that, I would go for it. And what can be the rest of the job requirements? So, yeah, definitely SQL. So what else can be the rest of the job requirements? Mostly what I have seen, they would ask for cloud integration and then Hadoop and then big data. So which you would be definitely learning from this course, right? And I can see that the big data module is going on, right? And I can see, yeah, Google GCP is where you are getting hands-on, right? And if you learn GCP, doesn't take much time for you to get aware of Azure or AWS. So these are the things that shouldn't stop you from applying, what I'm saying, right? If you find these things and you think, okay, AWS, this is not covered in our course, I should wait, Redshift, Kinesis, S3, all these things, that AWS stack for machine learning engineers or data scientists, go ahead. I mean, you can get some time to learn and get an overview of it by the time you get a call from the company. So don't wait on those things. So those you can freely go ahead and apply for. But again, do not get overwhelmed by the job requirements. They are actually overwhelming. If you look at any LinkedIn or other job descriptions, not job descriptions, job requirements tab, they are written to scare you off because there is a lot of so-called data scientists coming onto job market looking for a job. So they are definitely there to keep a check on who to apply and who not to. Again, those job titles. So this is one thing I have learned the hardest way. So I was applying initially for data scientist. So this is what we apply, right? I mean, we'll go ahead and we'll start looking for data science jobs. So basically, you apply for everything, anything that shows as data scientist requirement. And then I was applying for anything. And then after halfway through, I got a real, I was getting the real, rollback. I'll tell you why and why it costed me heavily later. Then I realized, so yeah, like everything is data scientist for me, right? And then I realized all these exist. You have data analyst, senior data analyst, data science intern, junior, every title for every one, right? For each and every experience level. So I have overall of 13 years of experience, close to, and I was definitely competing with 4 years, 6 years experience people, where I could never get a job if I go in that track looking for a data scientist job. And then I was scared of to apply for senior data scientist or lead data scientist. Don't do that. If you have enough experience, what they are looking for is to get your team managing experience, leading experience, and then work on the data science projects. Not exactly these titles, the lead data scientist or senior data scientist, are not exactly that they are looking for end-to-end research level of data science experience, right? They are looking for your leading experience in your team, how you manage teams. So that combined with data science experience, that's it. So you don't have to wait for getting the enough experience to apply for these jobs. You can go ahead and apply. And there are other which we may not be able to apply. The principal data scientist, head of data science, research scientist, they are the PhD ones. And then if you want to go into the data engineering track, big data, Hadoop, Cloudera, so they are the way to go. And you have jobs listed for those. Data engineer, big data engineer, they're called like that. And so this is a summary of my job search So I applied for around 86 plus, or actually 90 plus companies. This is little, oldest slide. So 90 plus companies in just 2.5 months, I would say. 2.5 months, and shortlisted for, shortlisted as in, I got interview calls for 14 of them, and total 32 interview rounds, like first round, second round, entire, like totally 32 interview rounds, and this includes HR screening. So one thing I clearly noticed from my time of applying for jobs 6 years ago and now is the entire job hiring scenario has changed a lot, that they are not just going your traditional way of like first round of interview and then manager and then offer. It's definitely not like that. Few companies are testing you to the core that you have to do some take-home tests, you have to do on-site tests where you have to go and write and do some coding and all that stuff. And again, don't get overwhelmed and don't get afraid of these, but these are very good starting steps. You will learn through the process, right? So why I'm telling that 86 companies and why you should be is like, you will learn a lot by giving interviews, not by thinking of it. So you will learn a lot by giving interviews. You will learn a lot in the process, like your resume, whether it is working or not, whether your skills, current skills, how they are tested with the practical market out there, right? That is what is important for us when we are looking for jobs. We are learning from academic perspective. So we are learning the way that things are read, but we have clearly no idea whether for me, I do not have any working data scientist to give me any of his real-time practical problems that he faced in his project, in his office, right? So I have to know what it is and what the ask is outside. So you can only get it by this, attending interviews, giving interviews. You might fail completely, you might even thrown out of, I was thrown out of proportion on the question number 1 in many interviews, and it happens, right? But you will get a clear idea, or you will get a rough idea of what they are looking for, what they are doing at their own project. They will throw you some information, and you can start building and learning on that. So over the time, we are also like our machine learning models. We tweak ourselves with these hyperparameter tuning, and we get better at that. So this is what I learned, and for that you have to start with a base score. So that's your first interview, right? So and then 3 out of final 5 rounds and just 1 offer. Yeah, 1 offer at the So that is what I got, and